time to get out your pad and pencil, cause it's time for the GOAT of soccer picks. Here he is, your host, Tijuana Raf.
Yo, man, I love that intro. What a beat. Gets me guys on the pitch with TJ Picks. The World Cup is just around the corner. We know who is going to play in what group. We know in the majority of the teams, there's a few playoffs. I got the World Cup trophy right here, guys. I bought this a few World Cups ago. It's the actual weight. It's heavy. It's the actual size. So one team is going to be battling it out to win this summer in USA, Canada, and Mexico, the North American World Cup 2026. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be one of the best soccer tournaments of all time, and we'll be right here with the winners. Thanks again for joining us on another episode. Free leans, grab your pencil, grab your paper, and get ready, guys. We have a free Telegram popping off, free plays here on the episode at night. 9 p.m. Tijuana time. You'll get free plays from around the leagues, top European competition. I give you free plays pretty much every game, every lean for the weekend. So take your notes, guys. You could turn those into some parlays, bet them straight. But the real action is in the VIP. You got to be in the VIP. Exclusive VIP chat, 24/7, open 24/7. Guys are in there betting late night, giving each other plays. We're chopping it up in there. I was just in there. You have access to me on a daily basis. So, guys, stop missing out on all the action. Last weekend, we went on an 11-0 run. We're currently going into today on a 13-1 run. Man, we're hitting some big numbers, guys. These are the numbers going into today's Champions League's action. 93-28 in the last 121 plays. That's 121 sample size, guys, of soccer VIP plays, 7% hit rate. VIP plays 24-5, last 29, 83% hit rate. Current VIP to today, before today's games, was 13-1. And then the top plays, guys, my top plays of the day. I just started doing this last few months ago. I'm 16-3 on these top plays. I also had this thing called the Super Banger play, which was only for my VIP. I didn't offer that individually, guys. No joke. I was hitting super bangers at over 95% hit rate before I did the top plays. So when I say it's a big play, guys, it's going to be a big play, guys. So stay on task, bet smart. We're going to talk a little bit about the World Cup today, just because the groups were out. The drawing was held in Washington, D.C., I believe. There was a drawing to see which teams were going to be in which groups. And there's a few teams that are still having to play in. So let's put the groups up there just so we could do a quick rundown. Group A, we have Mexico, South Africa, South Korea. And in Group A, there's still one more team to be determined. It's going to be a playoff competition. Let's see what the teams are. Denmark, North Macedonia, Czech Republic, and Ireland. So one of those four teams is going to be put in there with Mexico, South Africa, and South Korea. I believe it's going to be Denmark. So Denmark, once they get in there, they might be one of the strongest teams in there. Mexico hasn't been playing that great. Mexico got lucky with the first game versus South Africa, which I believe is the weakest team in the group. They will have a tough game versus South Korea, guys. South Korea is very good. They are fast, and they played a friendly with Mexico where they tied. So South Korea will not be an easy game for the host nation, Mexico. And if Denmark gets in there, guys, Denmark is going to be a tough game for Mexico as well. So Mexico doesn't have it easy in that first group. Group B, where Canada is, has Qatar and Switzerland. Guys, Switzerland is no joke. We saw them in the European qualifying. They scored a ton of goals. They got a lot of firepower. I would say Switzerland is the strongest team there. Canada wasn't too impressive. They have some good players. They will be hosting as well some games. They're considered one of the three hosts. So everybody will be rooting for Canada there. But Switzerland, I think, will take that group. Canada will be fighting for that second position to move on into the next stage. In that group, there's also playing going on from Group B, Bosnia, Italy, North Ireland, and Wales. So one of those 4 teams is going to join Canada, Qatar, and Switzerland. And Canada, is going to have a tough go at it if it's Italy or Wales. I think those are the top runners to get that position. So it could be Italy or Wales joining Switzerland and Qatar there. Oh, Canada, I'm a little worried about you guys because Switzerland and Italy might finish 1 and 2. Wales is no pushover either. Qatar should be a decent game for Canada. Canada should beat Qatar, but it's not going to be as easy as everybody thinks right there. Group C has Brazil, the powerhouse. They are loaded. They have Morocco, Haiti, and Scotland. Pretty easy group for Brazil. Brazil should top this league. Morocco did battle quite a bit. They were in deep into the World Cup competition in the last tournament. They kind of have dropped a little bit in the level of play that they have had in the last couple of years, but it'll be an easy game. But pretty much Brazil should win this. And then battling for second place is going to be Scotland and Morocco. Haiti, thanks for joining us. You get the certificate of participation, but that's about it. Group D, USA, Paraguay, Australia. And it's either going to be Turkey, Romania, Slovakia, or Kosovo, guys. I really think Turkey's going to join this group here as the winner of the playoffs. So we're going to see USA, Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey. If Turkey does join this group, I see Turkey as the number 1 team in the group. I would put USA as second. USA has shown they could beat Paraguay and Australia in friendlies. USA hasn't been playing that great, but I do believe that USA should beat Paraguay and Australia, but I don't think they could beat Turkey if Turkey makes it in there. So I see Turkey number 1, USA number 2, and then Paraguay and Australia will be battling for that 3 and 4th spot. Group E has Germany, Curacao. I think it's Ivory Coast. Trying to see a little bit. Yeah, Ivory Coast and Ecuador. So you might be able to say that Germany got lucky with a very easy group. They have been not playing so well in the last couple World Cups, but they drew a very easy group with Curacao, Ivory Coast, and Ecuador. Ecuador might be battling for that second position. Germany definitely number 1. Group F is Netherlands, Japan, Tunisia, and in Group F, there's a playoff for Group F. It's either going to be Ukraine, Sweden, Poland, or Albania. Ukraine, Sweden, Poland, or Albania. This one's a toss-up, guys. Either one of these 4 teams could make it. I do believe that maybe Ukraine and Poland have the edge here. So you might see with Netherlands, Ukraine, or Poland, and Tunisia and Japan. And in Group G, we have Belgium, we have Egypt, and we have Iran and New Zealand, guys. New Zealand. Let me just double check. Yep. Belgium, Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand. Belgium, guys, haven't been the powerhouse they used to be in the years past, but they have a pretty easy group here. They should be able to dominate Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand. Belgium should be number 1 in this group, Group G. For second place, it's a tricky one. It could be any of those 3 teams. They're both equally matched. They're low bottom. I mean, Belgium got lucky here, guys. Anybody would wish they could have these 3 as their group play competitors. So we're going to just stick with Belgium to take this group. Group H has Spain, Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia, and Uruguay. Spain definitely are the favorites to win this World Cup. They are the number 1 team when it comes to the betting odds. I think plus 300, plus 400. That's who they are saying have the best odds to win the World Cup. They have a fairly easy group. The only tough competition for Spain in this group is going to be Uruguay, who play very defensive. But Spain is definitely the better team here. They will get first place. Uruguay will get second. Saudi Arabia, Cape Verde. I think Cape Verde will be last place. It's one of those teams that never is in the World Cup, but because we've moved the total number of teams from 32 to 48, guys. We have 16 extra teams. We have 16 extra teams that normally wouldn't have made the World Cup are in this World Cup. Group I takes us to France, Senegal, Norway. Here we have two teams that have powerhouse players. France with Mbappe, Norway with Holland. Everyone's going to be excited for that game. France versus Norway, Holland versus Mbappe. Fireworks are going to be happening. Senegal, and then the playoffs for this group is going to include Bolivia, Iraq, or Suriname. Bolivia, Iraq, or Suriname. I think Bolivia is the strongest team out of those playoff teams, so we might see Bolivia in there. But it's basically going to be France and Norway in the top 1 and 2. The other teams won't matter here. Group J, Argentina, Algeria, Austria, and Jordan, guys, the defending champions of the World Cup. Last World Cup, Argentina have a very easy group. They got lucky again. Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. Argentina is definitely going to be number 1. Austria, number 2. Jordan, Algeria will be battling for 3 and 4. Group K, we have Portugal, Uzbekistan, and we have Colombia, and then it's going to be a playoff for Group K. The team that's going to be battling are going to be New Caledonia, Jamaica, or Congo, guys. Think about these teams. These teams you never hear of in the World Cup. New Caledonia, Jamaica, and Congo. One of those teams is going to be grouped up with Ronaldo in Portugal and Colombia and Uzbekistan, guys. Portugal, definitely number 1. Colombia, number 2. Uzbekistan, doesn't matter which one of these 3 teams moves on. Jamaica, Congo, New Caledonia, you're just going to be in there for 3 games and then you're going home. Final group, England has Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. Croatia, Ghana, Panama, pretty easy group for England. They haven't done much last few World Cups. They're going to be number 1. Croatia, Ghana, and Panama will be battling for 3 and 4. So that's it, guys. That's a short little preview. I'm going to go into more depth at a later show. 32 teams to 48 teams, guys. Right now, it's almost impossible to get tickets to any of these games. It's a money grab, so I got to go right into that a little bit. I'm really upset with what's going on. These prices are like 4 times more than what normal World Cup prices would be. Buddy of mine just told me he paid $2,000 for cheap seats to go watch Ronaldo. I think in Texas, whatever the Texas stadium is going to be in Texas. He paid over $2,500 for 2 seats, and these are cheap seats at the reseller value to go watch Portugal. There to watch Ronaldo, but it's expensive, guys. I think we're going to go into problems here with the World Cup. If you think about it, in Monterrey, Mexico, you're going to have a matchup of Tunisia versus Japan. And then the cheapest tickets in the USA right now are going for $300, $400 for nosebleed seats. I just can't imagine too many Mexicans are spending $300 for nosebleed seats to watch Tunisia versus Japan. So we may have a situation like the World Cup Club Championship that we had here in the USA, where there was empty stadiums, half full, and the ticket prices went way low the day of the event. That may be happening here. It's not going to happen for the first game, guys. Estadio Azteca, Mexico, the very first game of the World Cup is going to feature Mexico versus South Africa. I was really hoping to go to that game. I'm still going to try to get in. The cheapest seat for that game is $4,000, guys. A nosebleed for the inaugural game, inaugural celebration. $4,000 is the cheapest seat you could get right now for that. You're talking about an 90,000 seat stadium, the new Estadio Azteca that's going to be revamped. $4,000. This is more crazier than the Super Bowl. $4,000 for a nosebleed seat in the first game. That's ridiculous, guys. And tickets that are down low, very low. I've seen as high as $55,000 for one ticket. That's ridiculous. That's out of control, guys. It's a money grab. Not too happy about that. I most likely will be in Mexico the entire summer during the World Cup, enjoying the games, enjoying the celebration. So that's the goal. If anybody's out there, hit me up during the competition. It's going to be fun. We're excited, especially all you guys that are new to soccer. Welcome to the soccer action, the soccer love. Just wait till you watch a World Cup. It's going to be exciting. Woo! With all that being said, guys, let's get on in to the soccer action. What you guys are here for, the leans for Friday, December 12th. We're going to start off with the Australian A-League. We have a couple games there. The Central Coast Mariners versus Auckland. Auckland is in third place. 10 goals scored, 6 conceded. Going up against the Central Coast Mariners, who are in 8th place. 8 goals scored, 10 conceded. Last game for Central Coast Mariners saw them lose 1-2 to Sydney. Auckland with the 3-1 win over Wellington Phoenix. Auckland has actually seen a boat to score in their last 5 games. Central Coast Mariners have seen a boat to score in 3 out of the last 5. The 2 games that these guys have faced head-to-head have both been boat to score. And that's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to kick off the Friday Australian Soccer League with the boat to score between Central Coast Mariners and Auckland. Next game for Friday night, Australian A-League, Western Sydney Wanderers versus Brisbane Roar. Brisbane Roar is in second place, doing very good this year. 8 goals scored, only 3 conceded. Western Sydney Wanderers, 6 goals scored, 8 goals conceded. Western Sydney Wanderers coming off a 1-0 loss to Perth Glory. Brisbane Roar, a 1-0 win. 4 out of the last 5 games for Brisbane Roar have been under 2.5. Brisbane Roar has won 3, has drawn 2 ties in the last 5. So 3 wins, 2 ties, last 5. Western Sydney Wanderers has 1 draw. They've seen 4 out of the last 5 go under 2.5. So this one right here is a little tricky. I definitely don't want to go with the goal market here. Western Sydney Wanderers are minus 108. Brisbane Roar plus 257. Even though they are higher up in the standings, Brisbane Roar is at plus 200. You know what, guys? Just because of that and everything we've been talking about, everything I've mentioned, give me another boat to score here. Western Sydney Wanderers, Brisbane Roar, give me boat to score. Moving on to French League for Friday, we have Angers versus Nantes. Angers versus Nantes in the French League. Current standings, Angers is in 11th place, 13 goals scored, 17 conceded. Nantes, 13 goals scored, 24 conceded. So they both got 13 goals in 15 games. Both Nantes has given up a few more goals than Angers. Angers coming off a 1-0 win over OGC Nice. That was a nice dog win. Angers has 3 wins, 2 losses last 5. Nantes have 3 losses, 2 draws in the last 5. The odds for this one are Angers plus 122, Nantes plus 243, guys. Give me Angers money line plus 122. Italy, Serie A, Italy for Friday, Lecce versus Pisa. Lecce 17th place, Pisa 18th place. Both have 10 goals scored, 19 conceded. Both are at minus 9 goal differential. Lecce coming off a 2-0 loss. Pisa coming off a 1-0 loss. Pisa has lost 2 out of the last 5. 2 losses, 2 draws, 1 win. Lecce, 2 losses, 2 wins, 1 draw. Lecce, last time they faced off against each other, won 2-0 versus Pisa. The line here, plus 140. Lecce, Pisa, plus 240. Guys, give me Lecce at plus 140 for the money line. Money line lean here. La Liga Spain for Friday, Real Sociedad versus Girona. Real Sociedad is in 14th place. 19 goals, 22 conceded. Girona, 13 goals scored, 29 conceded. Worst defensive team is Girona, giving up 29 goals. Real Sociedad has given up 22. Real Sociedad coming off a 1-0 loss to Alaves. Girona off a 3-0 loss to Elche. Girona has 2 losses, 2 draws, 1 win last 5. Real Sociedad, 2 losses, 2 wins, 1 draw. You know what, guys? I got to go here with the home victory. Give me Real Sociedad moneyline minus 135. Moving on to the Bundesliga. Union Berlin, RB Leipzig. Will this finally be the team that cashes in over on Freaky Friday? I think we're on 4 Fridays in a row that we haven't seen a Bundesliga game go over 2.5 goals. Last week, I warned us, and I think I went against my own lean. Borussia Mönchengladbach, Mainz was 1-0. So I think I went against, I think I did a both to score bet or I did an over bet, but I shouldn't have done it because we have seen the Freaky Friday hit on, Freaky Friday has been killing us when it comes to these games, especially these Bundesliga games. They have not been hitting the over. This week we have Union Berlin versus RB Leipzig. Berlin is plus 263. Leipzig is plus 102. Current standings, Leipzig is in second place behind Bayern Munich. They're at 29 points. Bayern Munich's at 37. Union Berlin is in 12th place, 16 goals scored, 22 conceded. The last 2 games head-to-head between these teams have been 0-0, guys. The last 3 games have been under 2.5. Union Berlin coming off a 3-1 loss to Wolfsburg. Union Berlin has lost the last 3 in a row. They're 3-1-1 in the last 5. RB Leipzig did beat 0 in the last game. Their last game, Leipzig did also beat Magdeburg in a Pokal game. They're 3 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. And well, guys, we're going to keep it simple here. We're going to go RB Leipzig money line at plus 100. RB Leipzig money line. That takes us to Saturday soccer action, and we're going to go right back to the Australian A-League. Melbourne Victory, Adelaide United, FC. Adelaide's in 6th place. Melbourne Victory all the way at the bottom, last place. Melbourne Victory, though, even though they're last place all the way at the bottom, they're getting the plus 121, guys. Adelaide is plus 182. Adelaide is in 6th place. And for those reasons alone, we're going to go both to score. Give me both to score. Melbourne Victory, Adelaide United. Next game, Perth Glory, Sydney FC. Sydney FC is in 1st place, 14-5, 14 goals scored, 5 conceded, 7 games. Perth Glory, 7 goals scored, 10 conceded. Their last head-to-head was a 0-0. Perth Glory is on a 3-win streak, 3 wins, 2 losses, last 5. Sydney FC, 4 wins, only 1 loss, last 5. They've been doing very well. The money line for this game is Sydney minus 110. And that's what we're going to pick, guys. Give me Sydney money line. Next game, Wellington Phoenix, Newcastle Jets. Wellington Phoenix, after 7 games, 9 goals scored, 11 conceded. Newcastle Jets, 11 goals scored, 16 conceded. 11th place, Wellington Phoenix, 7th place. Last game for Wellington Phoenix, they lost 3-1 to Auckland. They've seen an over 2.5 goal in 3 out of the last 5. Newcastle Jets did lose to Melbourne City 1-0. Prior to that, they had 4 games that were over 2.5. Wellington Phoenix used to be a under team, but I have been liking them on overs this year. Give me over 2.5, 3 goals. Possibly that's what the line's going to be, but over 2.5. Wellington Phoenix, Newcastle Jets. Moving on to the England Premier League for Saturday, we got Liverpool, guys, also known as Liverpoop this year. Liverpool, man, has been struggling. Liverpool did win their Champions League game 1-0 versus Inter Milan. Prior to that, they tied versus Leeds 3-3. They actually hadn't won in 1-2. They did beat West Ham 3 games ago, but they had lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They had lost 5 out of the last 7 going into this game that they did beat Inter Milan in. So that they only won 1-0 though. So That wasn't saying a whole lot. Here they're taking on Brighton in this game. Brighton is in 8th place, 25 goals scored, 21 conceded. Liverpool's in 10th place. Went all the way to 10th place after being the defending champions this past season. They're having a tough time this year, even with stud players. Mo Salah didn't even travel with them to their Champions League game. He's looking like he's going to be out. Great player, just hasn't been gelling with the new squad, with the manager. So I don't know where Mo Salah is going next. Some folks are linking him with the San Diego team here in the MLS. That's a possibility. You just never know, though, where he's going to end up. Liverpool versus Brighton. Let's look at the lines. Liverpool is minus 141. Last time that these two teams faced off against each other, Liverpool did lose 3-2 to Brighton. Brighton coming off a 1-1 draw versus West Ham. You know what, guys? Everyone seems to be scoring on Liverpool right now. Give me both to score, Liverpool and Brighton. Next game, Chelsea versus Everton. I'm going to go with the Chelsea money line. Burnley versus Fulham, guys. I got to go with the Fulham money line win. Arsenal versus Wolves. Arsenal minus 667. Arsenal coming off a win here in the Champions League 3-0. This should be an easy game at home for the Wolves, but the question is, are they going to take it easy or are they going to blow them out? And I think Arsenal are going to blow them out, guys. Give me the Arsenal team total here and the Arsenal spread versus the Wolves. Next up, Ligue 1 France. Ligue 1 France, Rennes versus Brest. Rennes versus Brest gets us minus 120, plus 310, guys. I got to go with the boat to score here. Metz versus PSG. PSG is minus 400. Very bad showing today in Champions League. They played against Atletico Bilbao. The line was off for a reason. PSG was minus 130. They couldn't score a goal. That was a huge trap right there, guys. PSG has been playing very well in the Champions League. They're minus 130. They baited a lot of people, and they didn't even win. They drew a 0-0. They're minus 400 here. They should definitely beat Metz. PSG's in second place, actually, guys. So definitely need this win. Lens is taking the surprising first place there, 34 points. PSG at 33. Give me PSG here. Spread PSG team total. Next game, Paris versus Toulouse. This is Paris FC versus Toulouse. I'm going to go both to score. Then it takes it to Serie A, Italy, Torino versus Cremonese. Torino versus Cremonese. You know what, guys? I'm going to go with a both to score here over goals, Torino, Cremonese. Lazio versus Parma. Lazio versus Parma. We have the next matchup. They've actually had a both to score in 3 out of the last 5. Parma did get a win. Parma has scored in 4 of the last 5 games. Lazio 1-1 draw versus Bologna. I think Parma could get a goal here. Give me both to score. Parma versus Lazio. Atalanta versus Cagliari. We got to go with the Atalanta money line here. Atalanta's in 12th place. Cagliari's in 13th place. So it's not going to be a super easy game. Last time these two teams faced off against each other was a 0-0 draw. Atalanta, big win in the Champions League recently, 2-1 over Chelsea. They have 4 wins out of the last 5. Cagliari did beat Roma in their last game. You know what, guys? I'm going to go with the both to score here, even though Atalanta is a huge money line favorite. Give me both to score, Atalanta versus Cagliari. Next up, Atletico Madrid. We're going to La Liga, Spain. Atletico Madrid versus Valencia. Valencia is in 16th place, very close to the relegation zone. Atletico Madrid is in 4th place. The last head-to-head was Atletico Madrid 3-0 win. Atletico Madrid did win their last Champions League game 3-2. Valencia 1-1 draw versus Sevilla. They have been scoring at least 1 goal. Give me both to score, Atletico Madrid and Valencia. Next game, Mallorca versus Elche. I got to go with the both to score, Mallorca versus Elche. FC Barcelona versus Osasuna. You know what, guys? We got to go with Barcelona here. They're minus 500. Give us Barcelona money line and a grandma parlay. I do have a grandma parlay cooked up after I saw some heavy lines here. We're going to get 3 of them, put them together. They should beat Osasuna. Osasuna coming off that big win over Levante. Give me Barcelona team total and Barcelona spread there. Getafe in the next game versus Espanyol. We're going to go both to score there. Both to score. Let me remember where we had our big money line pieces so I could give you guys a grandma parlay of the day. Let's cook it up. All right, the grandma parlay of the day is going to be Arsenal, PSG, and Barcelona. That's it, guys. Barcelona money line, PSG money line, and Arsenal money line. You put those 3 lines together, you get a semi-decent odd parlay. Those are not always recommended for big bucks. That's why I call it grandma parlays, guys. Anybody can give you 3 high-juiced favorites, but I like to give you high-juiced favorites that hit on a regular basis. But sometimes that craziness, it's one of those teams that loses. So if you think about the NFL, when you do that in the NFL and you pick 3 teams that are minus 300 or 400, guess what happens? The Bucks happen and they don't win versus the team that they should beat. That's what it is, and that's why if it was that easy, we could parlay 3 minus 400s every week and be millionaires. But when you do it, it doesn't happen. I do it. Don't forget, guys. Some of you may be thinking I forgot about the Liga MX, but we will get to that at the end of the show. I want to get through these European competitions, so we will get to that, but just not right now. Sunday soccer action, guys, takes us back to the Premier League. West Ham versus Aston Villa. We're gonna go with a both to score here. I think that West Ham can sneak a goal, even though Aston Villa is a favorite. Then we have Nottingham Forest versus Tottenham. Tottenham, surprisingly, is plus 181. Nottingham Forest plus 156. Current standings, Nottingham Forest is way high up above Nottingham Forest, but Nottingham Forest is the favorite. Tottenham is 11th place. Nottingham Forest is in 17th place. Last head-to-head between these 2 teams saw Nottingham Forest win 2-1. Last game for Nottingham Forest, they didn't look great at all. 3-0 loss to Everton. Tottenham did beat Brentford 2-0. So, you know what, guys? Even though I dislike Tottenham, and there's a weird line here, give me Tottenham money line plus 181. Crystal Palace, Manchester City. Low line for Manchester City. Maybe they're going to be a little bit tired. They just came off a big win in the Champions League over Real Madrid. Haaland and his crew were better than Mbappe, Vinicius, and Real Madrid. Here they're only minus 116. Seems a little bit trappy. But Manchester City should get the win here. Crystal Palace has been scoring goals. They've scored in the last, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 7, I think 7 out of the last 8 games, they've scored at least 1, and they are at home. I do think Manchester City will get the win here, but I'm going to go with a both to score lean. Sunderland versus Newcastle. I'm going to go with the both to score here as well. Sunderland has been battling it out with the top teams. Newcastle's a plus 129. Sunderland plus 208. Give me both to score. Brentford versus Leeds should be a good game. Brentford coming off a 2-0 loss to Tottenham. They have 3 losses in the last 5. Leeds have 3 losses, 1 win, 1 draw, but they did tie versus the powerful Liverpool. Liverpool was not so powerful this year. Leeds also did beat Chelsea 3-1. So you know what, guys, with this game here, Leeds seems like they could do some damage. Brentford is minus 108. I'm going to go with both to score here in a surprise moneyline pick for Leeds United at plus 287 if you want to get a little bit crazy, but I do expect Leeds to get a goal. I like goals in this game. Give me both to score over goals, and give me Leeds United plus 287 as a surprise dog. Big win game here. Thanks again for the shout out, Mr. BB Baby K. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. All right. We're going to go to Serie A, the Italian League for Sunday. AC Milan. This is the early game, very early in the day. AC Milan is a juicy minus 238 favorite versus Sassuolo. Give me AC Milan as a parlay piece. Napoli versus Udinese in the next game. I got to go with a both to score. Napoli, Udinese. Fiorentina plus Verona. We got to go with the Fiorentina money line. Genoa versus Inter Milan. Give me Inter Milan money line. Bologna versus Juventus plus 178 versus Juventus plus 153. We're going to go with the both to score Bologna versus Juventus. La Liga Spain for Sunday, Sevilla versus Real Oviedo. Sevilla versus Real Oviedo. We're going to go with a Sevilla win here. Sevilla money line. Celta Vigo versus Atletico Bilbao. This should be a good game. Celta Vigo coming off a big win, surprising win over Real Madrid, 2-0. I know Real Madrid did have 2 red cards, but Celta Vigo was clearly the better team there. Atletico Bilbao coming off that 0-0 draw versus PSG. Good defensive battle. They also did beat Atletico Bilbao. This should be an interesting game, a good game. I'm going to go both to score here. Villarreal versus Levante in the next game. Levante has 4 losses in the last 5 games. Villarreal has 4 wins out of the last 5. They're playing really good right now. But you know what, guys? The Villarreal's defense didn't look that strong in Champions League game action today. I'm going to go with a both to score Levante Villarreal. Real Madrid in the 72. If you could get it early, this is a crazy line, but maybe they're going to be a little hungover from their Champions League game and their loss. But I don't expect them to lose to Alaves. I don't expect them to lose 2 games in a row. And if we're getting minus 170, it's juicy, I know. But if you get a minus 170, take a money line. Real Madrid, money line there. Finishing up with the Bundesliga, guys. Bundesliga on Sunday, Freiburg versus Dortmund. I'm going to go with the both to score here. Dortmund couldn't get the win today at a high juice number. They couldn't get the win. They ended up 2-2. We did hit the over there. Grandma had them on the money line. That wasn't so helpful. Freiburg plus 242. Dortmund plus 111. Give me both to score. Bayern Munich minus 1111, minus 1,000 basically versus Mainz. You know what? We're going to go with a first half over 1.5 here for Bayern Munich. And then the next game, Werder Bremen versus Stuttgart. We've got to go with the both to score. Give me both to score. Werder Bremen versus Stuttgart. And that's going to do it for Sunday. It's not going to be a grandma play there for Sunday, guys, because we got to talk about the big game. The big game, first leg, second leg, Liga MX final is here this weekend, guys. Tigres versus Toluca, defending champions. Toluca going for the back-to-back. Tigres is not going to, go down easy. The first game's actually going to be tomorrow on Thursday. The head-to-head between these guys, the last game they played versus each other was a 4-3 win by Tigres, and that was earlier, I think, in July. And prior to that, it was May. Toluca won 3-0, and then prior to that was a 1-1. So we've seen it both to score in 4 out of the last 5. Toluca coming off a big win over Monterrey, 3-2. Tigres, a little bit more defensive, had 2 1-1 draws in their 2 games prior to this final matchup in the semifinal. Aggregate legs, a 1-1 and a 1-1. But they did show they could score some goals. They went and they could give up some goals. They gave up a 3-0 lead to Club Tijuana, but then bounced back with a 5-0 win over Tijuana, which got them to the next stage. Let's see here. Tigres have a history. They're founded in 1960. They've won some championships. They've had some good streaks. Toluca has also been there. It's going to be a great final here. It's going to be exciting. Injury report: Vega is back. Vega is back for Toluca. It says here he's doubtful, but when they get him, he's going to be playing good. Ibanez is still doubtful too for Tigres. So the first game's going to be tomorrow, Thursday, and then they're going to be back at it. Let me just get this here set up so I could tell you exactly when they're going to play. I believe the first game's going to be Thursday, and the final game is going to be on Sunday. That's going to be the big final. And because Toluca had the better position in the standings, more points, they're going to host the second aggregate in Toluca. Game 1 tomorrow. It's Tigres plus 116 at home. Toluca's plus 262. When I click here, who will win on my app, I'll tell you where the public's at right now. 50% are on Tigres to get the win. 34% are on Toluca. 16% are on the draw. That's about 100. That's 106 or 1,794. This is just the total goals. When we do that, over 2.5 goals, 66% of the same people who voted that it's going to be an over game. 34% under. Double chance both to score is pretty much the favorite bet here. I do think that both teams have enough firepower to get the goal. That's what I'm going to give you guys as the lean today for this game for tomorrow, Thursday, in Tigres Stadium. Even though Tigres have a very good goalie, Toluca just has a ton of firepower. And I do believe that we're going to see a both to score in the first game. Going into the second game, guys, you know what? Tigres and Toluca have both been great this year. Toluca is the defending champions. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that I think that Tigres are going to get back into the winning category here and are going to pull it out enough to lift the cup when you combine both aggregate scores here. I know that the favorites to win this are Toluca, but something's telling me, my gut is telling me that Tigres are going to regain the title again, once again. I'm not exactly sure when the last time Tigres won, but I think this is their time, especially since Toluca just lifted the cup last season. I think Tigres are hungry and they have the firepower. They haven't shown, a whole lot, though, because they did draw versus Cruz Azul 1-1 and 1-1, and they did lose to Tijuana in the first game. So this is kind of going on a limb. It's not what, based on the stats and based on the numbers, clearly based on the stats and the numbers and the firepower that Toluca has, Toluca is the favorite to win it all. But something's telling me that Tigres is going to get the win. But when it comes to betting and picking your best bets, guys, we're not going to put all our money on who's going to win the title. We're going to go with both to score in game 1. And I do think we're going to get goals in both games. So on Sunday, depending on what the leg is like, I'm going to go over goals. And that's going to be the main play for this Mexico Liga MX final. And you know what, guys? We are going to bet yellow cards because there's going to be some animosity. These guys don't like each other. It is a final, so the cards will be flying. The cards, we will see a lot of action. And I'm going with both to score. Both to score will probably hit in both games. Both to score tomorrow. And over goals for the final on Sunday. Toluca in Toluca, taking on Tigres. It's going to be exciting. May the best team win. Guys, thanks again for your support. Remember, I have a free Telegram, free picks daily. We have this podcast every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Pacific time, Tijuana time. There is a few times where we'll have some special times, especially during the winter holidays. I will be switching the time up a little bit to get more viewers on here, get you guys a chance. But if you're watching this live, I thank you for your support. If you're watching the recorded episode, thank you too as well. Continue to like and comment on my reels. That really helps me a lot. We do have a VIP, guys. That's where the real bucks are made. VIP is very affordable for everybody. Hit me up. Get in on the rest of December VIP package, guys. It's going to be exciting. We got a lot of soccer. Soccer never ends. Remember the number one rule: never bet money you can't afford to lose, because the bad streaks happen. It is like going to be exciting. Come find out why betting soccer is the number one bet, the number one sport to bet. You don't have to mess with NBA, NFL. Speaking of NFL, guys, I'm on a 5-in-a-row teaser streak. I do very well with my NFL teasers, and I will have an NFL teaser for tomorrow's game. I'm not going to go into much NFL, but we do dabble with the NFL. The other football, the real football, is what you guys call soccer. So come join us, guys. Once again, we got the World Cup here. They let me take care of it. So there will be a team lifting this cup in July, summer of 2026. Who is it going to be? We will be making money with the World Cup, guys. It's in USA, Canada, and Mexico. I'm excited. And that's it, guys. See you next time. Boom shakalaka. I'm out.
It's time to get out your pad and pencil, cause it's time for the GOAT of soccer picks. Here he is, your host, Tijuana Raf.